Yo, what's up guys? Another video of one of those damage checking things. So we all know Byungchul. Byungchul has a decent amount of damage, is pretty hard to kill because of that passive, because at max HP he takes less damage. But he also always crits. And because of always critting, could you actually make him into a full damage dealer? His skill 2 has a decent amount of damage. It is HP scaling, it is also attack scaling, so it's a bit of the both. It does perform quite some damage in siege defense. That's why we see him the most, or arena defense. But can we actually just make this thing into a full damage dealer and not have to care about attack buff because he's HP scaling? Let's give that a try. So there's 4 different scenarios where I will use them, and I will go through each one of them and call out if they're viable or not. And I will of course use my Nefties. If you don't have a Nefties, just use a Troll or any other armor breaker, and then you just don't have a speed lead. Simple as that. So for the sake of testing, we're going to use a Byungchul that is in speed tune with the team that I normally use with the Kabila, Tiana, and the Nefties. I also did rune up these other 3 exactly as I normally do. Artifacts wise, just gonna go crit damage is up, crit damage is low, and then CD2. And it happened to have 2 Vio runes because those are just the highest efficient for what I have in these. Does have a decent amount of crit damage, decent amount of HP and speed still. And I runed up the units as I normally would with like the triple fight, just to give like an idea of like what I normally use as well. Let's say that there's a setup that provides some speed as well, and I have to use a Kabila to outspeed that. Once again, I'm hitting this Nigong that's super tanky, and also a Vermos that's a little bit less tanky. And let's just see how much damage output we would have. I actually have no clue how much this would do. I think we might be slightly disappointed over here, but let's see. There's still 3 other ways that I think I can use this, which might be better than what I'm using over here. Oh wait, I forgot about if I silence you, then I will get damage reduction, so I would have to change you out. We're doing about 8Ks. Well, let's remove this and let's see that once again if we do this. So, is Byungchul that much of a damage dealer in this kind of sense, same or way? Not that much. No, he's kind of disappointing. Well, this would definitely do more damage in this case, but for like a super high damage set, just dealing that kind of damage is not really that much. Let's actually see if we do a skill 1. If a skill 1 has quite a bit more potential to see anything going on where I would say like, okay, this is maybe where his actual damage comes from. Skill 1, good 17k. So skill 1 is pretty much as much as skill 2. So in the end, not that much damage. Well, we can always replace that with a the thing that we always use. Some people called it like, this is just a Deborah showcase more than anything. Maybe a little bit. So Deborah triple fight at the moment. Let's see what a Deborah would do if we add in a Deborah to this fight. And let's see how much damage we would start doing. This would definitely be quite a bit more damage in the first place. But is it enough to kill anything? Double 16k, so definitely a lot more damage coming in there. Deborah does add a lot of damage. So, but then again, still, is it really enough? Not really. Maybe the skill 1 will go for 1 shot, 31k. So, okay, does do quite a bit good of damage, but a Byungchul that already has pretty high damage stats in the first place. Maybe if you go like full on elemental damage, but then it's only one unit and it's not that AoE, right? So it's maybe not that great as well. So let's see if we can go for a different build than this and maybe make it work. Okay, and the different build would look something like this. A lot more crit damage, bit more HP, a lot more attack. He still scales with some attack. And we have a energy rage, artifacts, still the same thing. But let's see if this would do quite a bit more. Of course, we would have to change something to this team because otherwise this unit just would simply not take a turn unless you use some kind of Leo setup. So let's just go in with a Raccoony. Let's speed up the Raccoony to, well, let's say just a triple fight, just for the idea of it, A triple fight on you as well. And then let's see if that actually does do a bit more. You might give the argument like, hey, would you not use triple enhance? Yeah, triple enhance might be actually better. That's a very true statement, but I don't really have that many enhance runes. That's also the thing. Enhance is of course that rune set that gives extra HP, but I don't really have too many of those, so let's actually just go for this. So we're gonna go in with that. Yep, we don't have that artifact, so that's totally fine. I think there's a slight gap in the tuning, but in this case, that is definitely something we could easily fix. But let's see if this actually does more damage than the test that we just did with a Deborah. than the test over here. You could say like, oh, there's no will runes, you might as well just put the Deborah in here. We could give that a test afterwards. Double 11k. Yeah, not really that much. If you were to know that everything is off will, which you of course don't really know most cases, pretty much all cases, you could go for something like this and then you might make it work. But so far, still pretty disappointing. But I have a last setup and probably people in the chat already wanted to write it down. There is one other way, which also includes the passive of the Byungchul, that makes him do more damage. Double 20k. Double 20k is not too bad. But instead of the Raccoon, we could actually take another unit. And I think I don't even have the unit built right now, so I would first have to level that one up. And one of the reasons I didn't build this unit yet is because I never actually had the unit. So that is one reason to not build the unit, right? Just not having it. It recently came back with the HOH rotation where you can had all of the choices again. Let's see, in the Awakening, we just have the strengthen of that, so it doesn't matter. It's just all about that third skill. Because with this third skill, you can use it on a unit, and you would actually decrease the current HP by 70%. And you can grant the life drain, and you get an instant turn. But Byungchul's passive, a part of Byungchul's passive, is where he gets extra damage from being lower on HP. So let's give that one more try on something like that. So first off, let's try the reasonable AO where we would have this thing. Let's just steal all of the runes from the Raccoon just to make my own life a little bit easier. Okay, let's see, because the Byungchul in the passive, it's gonna do more damage based on lower HP. Let's see how much that does. I do think it's not going to be that great, but if it is decent, we might try it out against a few other people, because I am pretty sure that with the previous hits we have been doing so far before, nothing's really going to happen where I would kill anything. So let's see if this would actually kill anything. Double 18k. It is still less damage than the damage that I did beforehand with the Deborah. That is kind of mediocre. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna kill jack shit with that. Let's just, for the sake of it, try it with a Deborah, but of course I will know that I will never be able to put a Deborah in a team like this. Simply because, well, you don't know what you do or do not outspeed. So for that reason, it's not that great, but let's see. I am pretty high up in the current rank in Arena, but let's see if there's maybe a team that I could feel like, okay, maybe I can use it against that. So let's see how much damage we do right now. Yeah, that would be damage that I would be saying like, okay, with that, you're gonna actually kill something. But then the big question is, could I actually throw that against anything of any kind of sort of AD out there? And I don't think so, because those I would all struggle outspeeding in the first place. Struggle to outspeed. Would be able to outspeed this, but there's probably will runes on a bunch of these, so that's also not too great. Well, we could try the version with the Tiana. Well, those things are going to be very freaking tanky. Can I get something that is not fast and not super tanky? That's probably very much asking for the impossible, because all of these people would definitely have something that's... Okay, Byungchul against Byungchul is probably also not the best kind of shape or way, but... Oh, that thing. Against that thing, it would work, yeah. I don't think I would outspeed this. If I were to use a Heigang, well, Heigang would still be having a messed up turn order. Let's try this. Would there be a chance where he's off will? Let's just give it a try. Let's just give it a try in the hopes where he's maybe off will. It could also be that he is faster on some of those units than I am, but let's see. Okay, that moved in front. Okay, I move next. With this, let's see how much damage we do. Okay, that's something. Is it really good? Not really, no, but it did do more than I expected-ish, I guess. Oh, I don't like it where the Deborah dies over here. So, yeah, does that kind of work? Not really. Nothing actually died. Yeah, I think his best place is on defense on Vio with some damage from there. Not really in the kind of shape or way to give any potential killing to anything. Let's see if we can go for a slightly mid-tier-ish speed team. And see if we then go in with the Tiana and then see how that works out. So, Can we find something on a mid-tier-ish speed team that I might be able to kill? These all don't look like that. Could see a world where I could do some work to this one if I were to go in with a Tiana on this. But I fear for the worst. But let's actually give that a try. It might be that the Juno cuts, but let's just see. This thing might also despair me later on, but we're gonna see about that. We're gonna see about that. Okay, did actually give a chance to despair stun. Can I kill anything? Double 14Ks. Yeah, that's not really too much as killing range. You can go for like a later hit on that to maybe go for a kill, but in the end, is this anywhere near good? No. Would not recommend this thing as a straight up damage dealer. That's as simple as it is. Was a fun way to try that out. Maybe there's another unit that you might say like, hey, this unit also has always crit, or maybe has something else in the kit which might be interesting, and for that reason it might be potential having for an offense like this. I do have a few other units in mind. A bunch of you guys already did mention a whole bunch of units. So I definitely will be checking out those as well. But yeah, for this video, Byungchul was a damage dealer. Busted, not great, won't use it, not recommended. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. So hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab, which has the dungeon guide archive and the video guide archive, which contains all of the guides that you need. Hope to see you there.